Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a very interesting, deep and common struggle topic, which is what to do when your mind tries to fuck you up, when you're trying to get to your goals and then it comes up with crazy reasons as to why you shouldn't try to get to your goals, or why it's not worth it, or why you shouldn't work out, or why you shouldn't say no to that cookie. Let's just talk about what's going on and how to refrain your mind and, just rewire your subconscious and your conscious, so now it gets easier to be disciplined and to actually follow through and do the things that you said you would do. Also, for those who don't know me, hi, my name is Flo, I'm a certified personal trainer, and my mission on here is basically to help you reach your dream body the healthy, the sustainable way. I've done it myself, I'm doing it with clients, so why not you? So let's get straight into this video. I highly suggest you actually save it and try to watch it every single time you feel like you have some sort of limiting beliefs, or when your brain comes up with all these objections as to why you shouldn't do it, why you couldn't do it, why you cannot do it, won't do it, okay? So I'm gonna add a quick definition as to what limiting beliefs are right here. So we already talked about why it's important for you to have your whys in the first place, a set of reasons, very strong reasons as to why you're doing what you're doing, why you're trying to lose the weight, why you're trying to get healthier, to get to your dream body, okay? We already talked about that, we covered that, so I'm not gonna get into that again. What I know is that sometimes having that list of reasons written down on your phone, written down on a notebook, isn't going to be enough. And when it's not enough, let me share with you the methods that I've used for myself and for my clients when basically their brain is trying to talk them out of doing the things they said they would do and what is important to them. Let me tell you that when it comes to objection, my brain at my heaviest was the best at finding all the excuses in the world as to why I shouldn't work out, or why I should go to the groceries and buy all the junk food in the world and absolutely raid the pantry. So today I'm going to get through as many objections, limiting beliefs as I can, and I actually asked you on Instagram. If you don't follow me on there, you definitely should, because I share everything on my stories, but I asked you in my stories for basically what were your main objection and your main challenges that your mind was putting you through, basically so I can help you reframe that in this video. First off, let's talk about the ways that I have to get rid of these limiting beliefs. I have three main methods depending on how nasty the limiting belief actually ends up being. So method number one is very easy, and it's pretty much for all the objections such as, oh, I don't have time, I'm too tired in the morning, and basically the goal here is to find a counter plan. So if you say you don't have time, perfect, because you don't need to work out more than 4 to 5 hours to get amazing results. Trust me, I hate cooking. First of all, I don't cook a lot. Second of all, it has to be ready in 10 to 15 minutes. So I worked around my limiting beliefs and tried to plan for that. So I knew, okay, I don't like cooking. That's one of my limiting beliefs, that I'm not gonna get there if I don't cook. Okay, cool, what can I do? Avocado toast, ready in 5 minutes, let's go. I don't have time to work out that much. Okay, let's just work out 4 hours every week. I actually was working out 4 hours and a half every week. You don't need to work out more than that to see amazing results in an amazing time frame. The first method is trying to find a way around it and trying to find solutions around that specific limiting belief. Basically realizing that you don't have to have it perfect and you don't have to do it to the extreme. So you don't have to work out 2 hours every single day to see results, and you also don't have to have a perfect plan. For example, I'm on a cut right now and I know that I'm mostly relying on sweet meals instead of savory. Do I have avocado toast every day? Yes, but that sometimes is my only sweet, meal. And I have to be okay with that because, pick your battles, and as of right now, until I'm done with my cut, I do not care. And the sweet stuff I eat are healthy. Like my treat is a protein bar that has very low sugar, 20 grams of protein and 200 calories. That is not excessive. The plan here is not to try to have a perfect plan. The plan is to have something that works for you despite the limiting belief that you have, despite you saying I don't have time, I hate cooking. Okay, another example of this method for very common limiting belief that people have and challenges, like mind challenge that people have, is I just don't feel like working out in the evening because I've had my day at work and it just left me exhausted, so I can't work out in the evening. Okay, first of all, let's say, as I said, we are not working out more than 4 to 5 hours every week, so that's 2 hours during the weekend. Okay, you can do 2 hours on the weekend, and That's 2 days sorted, and that's basically 2 workouts sorted. All you have to do now is find 2 additional workouts during the week. So I think that if what you want is really to transform your body, you could wake up 1 hour earlier, 2 days per week to get your workout in. Just 2 days out of the other 5. It's not even half. At the end of the day, it's pretty much if you really want to do it, you will. But you know, I'm trying to find solutions with you here, trying to see and to show you basically, okay, so you can do like rely on the weekend heavily and then try to find ways to work around and not work out in the evening and try to work out during the day, perhaps at lunch break. Or maybe it will be better to do it in the morning before you actually get to work. That's something I do. I know that I can do cardio fasted, so that's something I do. You know, I wake up and I'll just go straight for a run and I know it's fine. Like I can run 45 minutes. I can even do my sprint session on an empty stomach. It's more comfortable for me, maybe not for you. It's something that you have to figure out. Because I would get that someone would be too tired to work out after a day of work. Okay, now let's talk about the method number 2, which is a little bit tricky. Once you have it down, it's basically gonna be automatic and you will not take any bullshit from yourself ever again. One of the most common limiting beliefs about fitness and about weight loss and about what you are able to do is I never follow through. I'm just someone who is able to start something but just never finishes them. And this is self-efficacy. Believing or not in yourself that you're capable of following through and doing the things that you said you would do. The first exercise I always tell my clients to do when they're starting to say, I'm starting to see that, you know, they're struggling, they're not following through, and they actually sometimes tell me, well, I'm someone who doesn't follow through. I'm like, nope. What you're going to do is make a list of all the things that you've done in the past. Doesn't have to be fitness related. You now achieved goals that you in the past had. Maybe it doesn't seem like it, but you most certainly did. So even if it's not fitness related, and it can be, it totally can be. Maybe you ran a 5K, maybe you ran a 10K. That was hard and you followed through and you did that. Or maybe you used to be at your dream weight. And again, you can totally write that down. I used to be disciplined enough to do that, so I can be disciplined now. The point here is to see if I've done it before, I can do it again. It could be an exam, it could be career-wise, it could be relationship, children. This is hard. Not the same area, but hard nonetheless. The goal is just to show yourself, hold on, I'm someone who actually follows through. I'm someone who actually gets to their goals. I'm someone who does the thing that said they would do, even if it's uncomfortable. That is the first step within that self-efficacy improvement. You just want to show yourself that you are someone who, at least in the past, used to follow through, have been following through on things that mattered enough. So going back to the reasons why you started, you'll see that, okay, hold on, this is actually something that matters enough. I'm someone who follows through on the things that do matter. So let's do that. Now, the second layer to that is seeing now when you're following through. Accumulate wins throughout the day, starting as early as possible. For example, it can be not snoozing your alarm, opening your window, making your bed, drinking water as soon as you get out of bed. These are wins that show you that you are someone who can do hard things, even if it seems small wins. And accumulating wins, you kind of get the ball rolling and it will be easier and easier to keep on going just for that day and then for the week and then for the month, and that's when you actually see results. You build some self-efficacy as you prove yourself that you are doing the things you said you would do and actually acknowledge it when you do it or when you've done it. It's basically going to create that upward spiral of you believing that you can do it and then you expecting from yourself to actually do it and then you doing it, and so you believe that you can do it and, you know, expecting, believing and doing it, and that's basically that upward spiral of building that self-efficacy that we were talking about. Okay, now time for my third method. That's mostly to prevent self-sabotage, mostly to prevent, you know, me from, let's say, binge eating. That's something I used to do when I was about to binge. I was like, hold on, let me do that. What I would do is I would visualize myself speaking to my brother, who is an absolute no bullshit person, who also I know wants the best for me. And I would tell him, okay, so I've eaten that extra cookie and now I'm getting overwhelmed because I ate that extra cookie and now I'm not in a deficit anymore, or I'm in a smaller deficit. It feels now that the only solution is to binge and eat the entire box, plus, you know, going to the shop and buy even more food and binge on that. The likelihood of my brother that I'm visualizing. Sometimes I actually do call him, but I didn't want to bother him every time I was doing that. But if you have someone who is willing to do that every single time you feel like you're about to fuck up, then go for it. But the likelihood of my brother saying, yes, the only logical consequence of you eating an extra cookie is self-sabotaging for the foreseeable future, go for it, is 0, even -1. There's no way a no bullshit person who wants your best would say, yeah, okay, go for it, do that self-sabotage thing that you're gonna regret later and feel guilty about and feeling ashamed about. No, saying it out loud, you will feel, okay, yeah, I'm kind of talking shit here, I'm bullshitting myself and I'm completely trying to, you know, disengage from trying to get to my goals and I'm just trying to give up, basically. And I know my brother would say something like, oh, if your phone screen is slightly, you know, cracked, are you gonna go ahead and fucking throw it away or just smash it? No, you're gonna continue living with that and you may just get a new, you know, screen thingy. Or if you have one slashed tire, are you going to go ahead and slash the other 3? No, that makes no sense. You wouldn't do that, right? So you can't do that for food either. If you apply that same logic from what you do in other areas of your life to fitness and your fat loss goals, there's no reason for you to say, oh, fuck it, I might as well eat the entire package of cookies just because you've eaten one cookie. Okay, so now, as I said, I wanted to go over some of the limiting beliefs that you guys told me you had. I went over some of them before, like during the video, so that was convenient, but I'm still gonna get into, you know, some more specific one that you guys sent to me. The first one being, I've always been overweight, I'll never be able to change. And in that case, we're gonna go into method number 2, but we're gonna tweak it a little, which means that first of all, I want to say, you know, your past doesn't dictate your future. So it's not because it's always happened and it's always been the situation you're in that you can't actually get out of it. Second, I want you to look around. You probably won't have to dig that deep. Try to find people who have been overweight their entire life and actually changed it around. Because I know that exists. I know that people have been overweight, have been obese for so long, and yet just something clicks and they're able to keep on following through to rewire their brain and basically lose the weight. Look for that and basically find proofs outside of you that people do it, so why not you? Because you're not special in the sense that the universe, God, whoever you want to believe in, didn't create you and said you are going to be the only person who cannot get out of being overweight, who cannot lose the weight. It's not possible. The second thing is I've tried so many diets and none of them work for me. Let's go to method 1, which is to write a plan around it. I want you to look at each diet you've tried and basically ask yourself, why didn't it work? Maybe you were trying to force yourself to not eat at all. You know, intermittent fasting, maybe you're not someone who can skip breakfast, or maybe you can try and skip dinner, you know, that's also an option. Or maybe you tried keto and you felt very restrictive because of all the carbs you can't eat. Or maybe you tried to eat 100% healthy and you felt hella restricted and you were obsessed over the food you can't eat. So in that case, the plan should be to try and get to a 75-25 and, you know, basically try to get a bit more food that you like and incorporate a bit more food. Or maybe you absolutely try to go so low in terms of calories that you were starving yourself. In that case, 10 to 15% deficit would do the trick. What I want you to do, write down all the reasons why your diets that you tried in the past didn't work, and next to it, what you should do instead. Because at the end of the day, every diet has the potentiality to work. The only reason why it doesn't work is because you can't stick to it. And you have to figure out why you can't stick to it most of the time, because it is not sustainable and you hate it. If you hate it, just don't look further. It's not gonna work. Try to find something you like. So many diets, at some point you will find something that you like, okay? That you can actually see yourself do for 3, 6, 12 months of fat loss. Third one, I have a slow metabolism, so losing weight will be nearly impossible for me. I get that metabolism can play sort of a role when it comes to losing weight and weight management in general. However, Technically speaking, a person who is heavier than someone else for the same height will have, unless that like skinny person has a lot of muscle mass, will have a higher metabolism than the lighter person. Because they're heavier, so their body needs more energy to carry them through the day and keep them alive, so that makes sense. So most likely you have a higher metabolism. Now, I get that there are some specific illnesses and so on that can make your metabolism a bit lower. In that case, what I recommend is resistance training. Again, we're going back to method 1, trying to find a plan around that issue. Resistance training helps you build muscle mass and increase your metabolism. That's the plan right now. If you say that I have slow metabolism, I can't lose weight, try resistance training, try weightlifting, and you should be able to see some results. Even if you say, you know, that it's basically due to your age, again, the main reason why as we age our metabolism goes down is because we lose muscle mass, and that's what burns the most calories and keeps our metabolism high. And you lose muscle mass as you age. So again, if you focus on, you know, building your muscles and at least maintaining them by doing some weightlifting and going to the gym and lifting heavy, you will not have a metabolism problem, or way less than what you would have. So in that case, weightlifting is the solution. Limiting belief number 4, I don't have the willpower to resist unhealthy food or stick to a diet. I have a great news for you. Willpower is a muscle that you can, you know, basically build and strengthen over time. So you want to practice, and we're going back again to method 2, when you're proving yourself that you have willpower, that you have discipline, and that you are doing the things that you said you would do. And even more than that, now prove to yourself and show to yourself and acknowledge when you do it. I have willpower because I did this. I have willpower because I did that. Maybe it's not even fitness related, because you kind of need some sort of willpower to not call in sick at work, for example. 5th and last one is I'm too busy / tired / stressed to prioritize exercise. Back to method 1, which we talked about, which is basically finding ways to, first of all, make it non-negotiable. Like, for example, my workouts are scheduled in as appointments, so you bet that I'm not gonna skip it. How can you get around that issue? How can you get around that limiting belief? And most of the time, so if you're too busy, okay, we're going back to, you know, 4 to 5 hours workout per week that you can do. 2 on the weekend, and then trying to fit in 2 maybe in the morning, maybe lunchtime, maybe in the evening. Too tired. Weirdly enough, exercising and spending energy gives you more energy. So at first you may feel tired, but very quickly you're gonna have more energy, more self-esteem, more confidence, increased well-being, if you will, as you're working out and as you eat better. So you are going to have more energy. This limiting belief kind of defeats itself as you do it, because you're going to have more energy as you spend energy towards your well-being. Yet again, you can also strive for progress and not perfection. Point being, you do not have to work out so much every day. You don't have to eat 100% healthy all the time. So we really are going back to that method 1 of trying to find a plan that will work for you and that will work around the other commitments that you have, because you can't just dismiss it saying, you know, oh, I'm a busy mom, I can't actually get a workout in, because one of my clients, she's a mom of 3, she fit in her workouts. So, you know, she has a full-time job, she's a teacher, she works a lot. So, you know, you've got the idea that at the end of the day, it's pretty much a question of how bad do you want it? Because I know that for some people, they could come up with an objection. I would come up with a very, you know, a very good solution, and they would come up with another objection, and I would come up with another good solution, and they would just come up with thousands of objections to yes, but I can't do this, yes, but no, yes, but. And there are some people who like staying stuck because they don't want to be uncomfortable for the 3, 6, 12 months, even more, that you may have to go through in order to change your life and change your body. And that is okay too. At the end of the day, right now, if you keep on finding limiting beliefs and can't actually get to a state of mind where you're like, no, this is what I want and I'm gonna get through that despite the limiting beliefs, maybe you're not ready to prioritize fitness, maybe you're not ready to prioritize fat loss, and that's also something that is okay. Not everyone is meant to prioritize fat loss, but in that case, you can't actually complain and say, I've tried everything and nothing works for me. You have to tell yourself, I'm giving myself excuses because I don't actually want it, and that's also okay. I don't know if everyone's gonna like it, but Yeah. So that was pretty much how to, you know, rewire your brain, get rid of the objections and limiting beliefs. And, you know, if you are someone who wants to lose 20 plus pounds within the next 90 days or less without starving yourself, spending hours on the treadmill or cooking, without saying goodbye to your favorite food, and of course, without gaining the weight back right after the process is over, highly suggest you book a call down below with me. During this call, we'll see if you're a good fit for the program, if I can actually help you, and if I can, let's just get started. And if you do everything that I say, if you follow the plan and nothing works, I'll refund you in full. This is how confident I am that my process, that my method works. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, you know, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.